Hi, families. Today we are going to be discussing how you can support your writer at home. I hope that this tutorial helps you and your child through our distance learning. Thank you. Are you wondering how to support your writer at home? Take a look at this tutorial made by us, your Sherman teachers, to help your child. First, we want to celebrate the writers where they are today. We want to celebrate their approximations, things that they have seen, and things that they are trying. Approximations might look like sound spelling, hearing more sounds in words, using finger spaces, or brainstorming, or quick sketching their ideas across the pages. Wherever they are, we celebrate their efforts rather than being correct or incorrect. We also focus on process over product. The process is how our writer works independently with the things that they know. We want our writers to use strategies like using an alphabet chart or hearing more sounds in words chart. We have learned these things in class to help build their independence and writing stamina. When a child feels independent and successful, it leads to growth and a growth mindset. On the adverse, we can create dependent learners if we help too much. A dependent child might become hesitant to use strategies they've learned if they know that we will always support them in answering rather than challenging them to use what they've been learning. So, what do you say when your child needs help? You can ask them, what would your teacher say? We'll start with the writing process. The writing process is a series of steps we have taught our writers to follow when they have an idea. We will start at the top. And first, we want the writer to think of an idea. Then, once they have an idea, the writer will plan by touching and telling their idea across the pages. Once they have planned, they will rehearse, they will sketch and label across the pages. Then they will go back and write sentences that match what they have shown in the pictures. And when the writer is done, they have just begun because then they go back and reread and make their writing even better. Brainstorming and ideas. What do you say to your child when they say, I don't have an idea, or I don't know what to write about? You can prompt them in several different ways. For a nonfiction teaching book, you can say, think of something you know a lot about. For a narrative story, you might say, think of something you have done or something that has happened to you. And for an opinion piece, you could say, think of a problem you see or something you have a strong feeling about. Drafting. What if your child says, I have an idea, but I don't know how to write it? Well, you can prompt them by saying, tell it out loud, say what you are going to write. Then draw it quickly across each page. After that, go back and write the words to match. Well, how about when your child says, how do I spell this word? Each of your writers has been taught in class how to write a word. And here's how. First, they say the word slowly and they hear a sound. Then they write the letter that matches that sound they hear. Once they write that first sound, they say the word again to hear the next sound in the word. At the bottom here, you can see that we may spell the word traditionally. And then below it, you can see how your child might spell the word using sound spelling. Celebrate them in whatever way they spell the word. This will build independence. What happens when your child says, I'm done? You can prompt them by saying, read again, or how can you make it even better? Make sure a reader can read it and use the chart to help you. This editing checklist is a great tool to build independent writers. Finally, you can help your child become independent. When your child says, I don't know how to do this, or it's too hard, you can reply back and say, yes, it is hard, but you can do hard things and you have the tools to help yourself. Or which part is hard for you? Then help them by finding a chart from this slide or another resource and prompt them using the appropriate prompt to help them in the process to build their independence. We really hope that this helps you and your child at home. We know that they are incredible writers and that they can do anything they put their mind to.